worry. That's why you're going to hire somebody like James.
Mm.
You know, when it comes time to do your taxes, you're going to hire somebody who understands your situation, and your situation as far as needing a good tax accountant um, is going to be it's going to be more important. If you're just renting, uh, uh, I, I, from what I remember when I was renting, um, it was so much simpler doing the taxes, even as a musician taking deductions. But once you start buying these properties and $500 screwdrivers and all that kind of stuff, you really need somebody who can get in there and help you get the best tax advice. Mm-hmm.
James always says something that I think is really important. He said, and James, you could expand upon this. He said, "Come to me like either before you buy the house or right when you buy the house, but not when it's time to do the taxes, so I can advise you throughout the year of what you need to do. So by the time it's tax deduction time, then you will already know what you needed to do. So it's not like, well, now you're here, but you missed doing this and you missed doing that." So James, is that accurate? I know you mention that quite often.
Yeah, what you're talking about really is something I call retroactive tax planning, which doesn't really work. It's hard for me or anyone else to kind of fix something that's already been done. So if you're looking for tax planning, which is a little different than tax advice, planning is forward looking, right? You can't do it retroactively. So yeah, I always tell my clients, whether it's a decision involving real estate or anything else, if you're thinking about doing something and it has possible tax implications, come to me beforehand. Call me. I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to charge you for a 10-minute phone call. And it could save you thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. I get it a lot when it comes to people taking withdrawals from 401k plans, let's say, and that could be for a home purchase or something else. And they do it and they wind up getting hit with a big tax bill at the end of the year or in the next year. And they're like, oh, well, I thought I already paid the taxes. No, you paid a 20% withholding, but this bumped you up into a 30% tax bracket. Plus, you have to pay 10% penalty. So that's 40%, 35%, and then you got to pay state taxes on top of that, and you don't have any state taxes withheld. I was like, so yeah, let's do that in advance. Very important. If you are working with an accountant, you should speak to them before you make any major decisions. And if you're not working with an accountant and you are making major financial decisions of that nature, then you probably should be working with an accountant. And it doesn't have to be me.
How can they get in touch with you?
With me?
Obviously,
Yeah. I'll put my information in the chat, but it's jbrown@jbrowncpa.com. Very, very easy to remember. Even Reggie Pittman remembers that sometimes. But I'll put my information in the chat.
Lafayette, he was doing so well for about the last hour. He just has to throw in a jab every now and then, man.
That's my thing.
And he's my accountant, but you know what? I didn't file yet, so I could always. Nah, I'm not gonna say I could change. I'm gonna use you, James. Do we have any other questions or comments? Let me repeat my 10 points of your Generation Z why you should buy a home. There's a limited amount of land, so you might as well own part of it. That's one. Two, the home will be yours forever, right? So that investment will be yours. You can keep it, you can sell it, you could pass it down, but that home will be yours forever. Three, it's one of the best investments you'll ever make, right? It's going to appreciate as time goes on. Four, your investment will appreciate. The 3 and 4 are very similar. 5, stability, right? You always have a place to call your home. You don't have to be moving from rental place to rental place. So stability, financial stability, family stability, all of that. 6, the benefits of tax savings, which we just talked about. 7, inflation protection. We didn't talk about that much. Your rent won't keep going up. Your mortgage and the fixed APR would be the same. So your mortgage will stay the same. 8, you can work from home, right? We didn't talk that much about that. 9, capital gain. It's a capital gains, right? Which we just talked a bit about. And 10, wealth building. So those are things you can find that. We're going to put all that and more information about those specifically on our website, richusa.net. So if you want to read more about it, it should be up sometime today. So go to that site and check it out, richusa.net. I'll put the address in the chat. Any other questions? Comments?
Yeah, and I was going to say that the information we put in the chat is pretty much a good idea if you want to grab it now before we end. It's a good way to just hold on to the information. I was trying to figure out how to save the chat. Does anybody know?
I've never done that before. I've heard you can, and I've had people.
Know.
How do you do it?
If you go to the chat and you see the to and everyone, go to the right. There are 3 icons. One looks like a page, the other looks like a smiley face. Then you see ... Click the ... ellipsis and you'll see save chat, and you click save chat. Once you leave the meeting, it will save to a Zoom folder on your hard drive, on your desktop.
You know what? Somebody told me that before. You can't do that from an iPad. You have to do that from like a computer or something. Because I'm on an iPad and I don't see it on.
I'm on an iPad too.
Yeah, so we can't do it from an iPad. You have to do that from a computer.
Yes.
So
you save it, Antoinette?
Yes, I'll save it.
Okay,
great. And then you could email it to. I'm assuming you know Lafayette.
Yes.
All right, so you can send it to Lafayette.
Alrighty.
Joseph, you had another question you wanted to ask earlier. We're over time, but we don't want to